Well, hello everyone. Joe here with you with another demonstration today. And what we're going to do today is a black and white conversion. Just got back from Savannah, and this is actually near Savannah. This is the pier at Tybee Island. And I'm going to do a color edit on it, and then we're going to see, maybe we can do something really interesting to the image by turning it into a black and white. I'm going to show you both in Lightroom and in another way that might even be better. So let's start with the basic panel. What are the problems? This is going to be a real simple edit. Shadows all the way up. We'll bring the highlights down. Now we'll add a bunch of presence, some clarity, texture, and even some dehaze, looking better. Now we'll add a bunch of vibrance, which will bring up the blues, and a bunch of saturation. And gee, other than the horizon being slightly skewed, that looks pretty good. I mean, that quickly we went from there to there just by moving those sliders. Let's go to the cropping tool up here and click on the angle. And what I'm going to do is click on the ocean on one end. I'm going to drag across the horizon so I know that should be straight. And there we go. Now we have a straight horizon. And I could maybe put a vignette in here and be done. But I want to see what this will look like as a black and white. So I'm going to hit Command apostrophe or Control on a Windows machine. And we're going to click on black and white up here. Now the default black and white is pretty boring. It just kind of basically takes the color out of it. However, the fun is down here. So if you slide down to the black and white panel, which shows up when you choose black and white, notice there's all these color sliders. And that's because Lightroom understands all the color is still underneath here. And here's the magic tool, this little targeted adjustment tool here. And if you've ever shot black and white film, a lot of times you'd put a yellow or orange or red filter on to make the sky darker. Well, we're going to do that right here in Lightroom. I'm going to click up in the sky and drag down, and that's going to make that darker. And you can just play with, well, how much darker do you want it to be? And if you're not sure what other colors, well, let's say I want to make this a little lighter, and you can see that's yellow. I'm going to guess, let's see what's in here. Do I want to make that light? Oh, I think I'll make that a little darker as well. And then you also have the ability to use Lightroom's other sliders. So let's see, I want to bring in a little more dehaze, maybe open up the exposure a little more. And, you know, I could be done there. But wait, there's more. In fact, let's take a look at that full screen. And that's not too shabby. And here's our color image. Let's let that finish drawing in. And there it is. There's our full color image. But you know what? I want to show you one other way of doing it. Now that black and white we just came up with, that's not terrible. In fact, what would I do to finish it off? I'd come down to Effects and I would add my vignette. Oh, something a little darker maybe. Something like that. And I could be done with the image. It's really not bad. But I want to show you another way. I'm going to click back on our color edit and let's go up to Photo, Edit In, and my favorite black and white conversion tool, NYX Silver Efex Pro 3. This is the latest version. We're going to edit a copy. We want the color changes to apply because they're going to be picked up by NYX when we bring it into their software. So here's NYX's default conversion. And again, it doesn't look a whole lot different than Lightroom's, but where the fun starts is over here where you have all these presets. And I'm going to scroll down until I see one I like. Oh, I think I'm liking High Structure Smooth. And that's looking pretty good already. In fact, wow, we can drag this before after slider. And there's the difference between the standard and the high contrast smooth conversion. But wait, there's more. Again, I used to shoot black and white film. I loved having a yellow or orange filter. And if you scroll down on the right-hand side, look at this. You've got a color filter setting here, and we can see what it does. So I can go, here's a yellow filter, an orange filter, which is going to be a little darker, and a red filter, which is going to make blue really dark. I think red's a little extreme, but hey, it depends what you're going for. Orange I do like. Yellow I like. You know what? I like orange. However, I think I'm going to bring the strength of it down a little bit. So I'm going to click on the strength slider and lighten this up a little bit just to make the sky not quite so almost black. And then when we go across, look at the difference there. That is really pretty amazing. And that's how easy that is. Let's hit apply and that'll send that back into Lightroom. And there it is. And man, does that look cool. So let's take a look and see the journey we've taken to get to this point. So there's our original raw shot. Interesting perspective, interesting composition, but it needs some life, obviously. So we did an edit in color first in Lightroom, and yeah, this is an interesting shot. I could live with this. But then we took it into Lightroom further and converted it to a black and white. Not terrible. And then the last step we did was we brought it into Nick Silver Efex Pro and ended up there. And you can see it's got a little bit more pop to a little bit more definition. If you're really into black and white, highly recommend you look into the Nick filters. Just go on to NIK. Look up NIK filters and it will show up. It's part of a collection that I think every photographer should have. So the end result was, well, we started here and then we took it to here, and that's really a dramatic, interesting photo. So that's it for today. Don't always have to think in color. In fact, if you do shoot in color, go ahead and do the edit in color first to bring out all the colors, because then the black and white conversions will take that and run with it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. Fun stuff if you're ever interested in playing with black and white conversions, all in Lightroom. Thanks for joining me today, and I hope you have a great week. See you online again soon. Bye-bye.